Now, to Rangers, and almost 24 hours after they sacked Russell Martin, the club's hierarchy has released a statement admitting they haven't got things right so far. Well, Rangers are looking for a fifth manager in just 3 years. And in an open letter to the supporters, Chair Andrew Kavanagh and Vice Chair Parag Marantha say the process in finding Martin's successor is underway. But when we took over the club this summer, they said, we shared what we want to build for Rangers, to win trophies in Scotland and be able to compete at a high level in Europe. We know achieving these goals will take time, but our performances and results have not been good enough. We know you're frustrated. We are too. We did not get this right, and it's our responsibility to fix it and get us back on track. A rigorous, thoughtful recruitment process is already underway, and we're treating it with the urgency it deserves. The two of us are deeply involved, and the evaluation will have our full attention until we're confident we have a leader with the character and skill set to deliver results.
Well, the way the results had gone, the pressure was mounting, and you could see Russell visibly feeling it as well. And when the fans up there go against it, it becomes very hard to turn it round. Still very early, but the Rangers board, the Rangers fans are just looking for change. They need to get a few results. I think they're 10th in the league at the moment, so that's obviously not acceptable.
Do you think it's a personnel problem? Was it down to the manager? Do you think there's more issues that need resolving at the club?
I think that there's been a raft of new players. You had to bring a lot of new players in. Not a great deal of time to get things going. People have got to get some understanding between each other. So. I've jumped and done a little bit of management. I know how difficult it is, so I don't like seeing people losing their jobs because it is so tough and it's very isolating as well. He must have felt very lonely, in the last 2 or 3 games when the results weren't going for him. But I'm sure he'll bounce back.
And look, there's been a few links already to the new job. Certain Steven Gerrard linked to it. Nice wry smile. Is there any interest from you to be a part of a Steven Gerrard managerial team again?
Well, the thing is, we had a wonderful time there. We really enjoyed our time there. Steven did an amazing job to get that 55th title. And every time that there's been 3 or 4 managerial changes since we left, and he's always going to be linked with Glasgow Rangers. He loved his time up there, and I don't know. He's obviously he's been out of the game for about 6 or 7 months now, so. You never know what can happen.
If he phoned, would you say yes?
It's a big question, that. You never say never, do you?
I think it looks like a situation where Rangers have bitten off more than they can chew. This is a new regime, and there was a ton of optimism in the summer. Somehow we're back in this situation, but it feels like almost in even more of a crisis mode than what has gone on before. So I think it's been a case in a situation whereby not enough lessons have been learned from previous seasons, even though it was a different regime. And it puts a lot of pressure on the next appointment. It leaves a lot of questions for this new regime about who is making these decisions, because they're once again back in this cycle they were so determined to break, but yet again it's the 4th sacking that has happened here since 2021. That is unsustainable.
So Rangers in search of a new manager, but whoever takes over has a pretty tough job on their hands. Martin won just one of 7 games with his side 8th in the league. The final straw was the 1-1 draw with Falkirk at the weekend, after which Martin had to leave under a police escort. Chris Boyd says, simply, the results weren't good enough.
You speak about young managers and giving an opportunity and a style of play. I felt as if Russell Martin could have brought that here. Then I think we've seen players, big name players, we've seen managers come here with a reputation in the past and get caught up in the whole Glasgow. It's a very difficult environment to manage in, it's a very difficult environment to coach in. If you're not getting results, then there's only going to be one outcome, because the other side of the city reminds you that on a constant basis. So, I think that it's not what Rangers wanted, because this is now, I think, the 5th season in a row that Rangers have had to change. A manager's not started and finished the same season, so it's especially new owners coming in. But ultimately, results dictate what's going to happen at a football club, and they've not been good enough for Russell Martin.